What's good, Commanders fans? With my kids right now. So that's why I'm making an old school car video real quick. So I was watching Matthew Heiserman has a YouTube channel and a podcast. And he interviewed Jeremy Fowler. And Jeremy Fowler was outside with his son playing basketball. So I definitely relate to that and feel that. He says that he alluded to the Commanders offering, Adam Peters offering, slightly above $23.2 million, which is basically what Terry has right now. And that's clearly the big difference, man. That's clearly the big difference. Like, Terry wants $30 million, which I certainly think that he deserves the $30 million per year. 13 touchdowns last year, second team All-Pro, had big games in the playoffs. Big game against the Lions. Big game against the Buccaneers. Solid game against the Eagles in that first half where he had a touchdown after the catch and run. Had the big screen pass, catch and run for a touchdown. Buccaneers, big catches all game and a touchdown and whatnot. So he had some really good games in the playoffs. Stepped up as a leader. Stepped up as a captain. Contested catch rate leader. Contested catch percentage leader and all that stuff. Had big games against the Bears, the Steelers, the 2 touchdowns against the Giants where he was stunting on Deonte Banks. Trying to think of the 86-yard catch against the Cowboys for a big touchdown. So many games he had that he played really, really well. This fly is just freaking, I don't know what the freak this fly is trying to do. But yeah, I'm just thinking about the games that he had. The Bengals game, I talked about this in my last video. The Bengals game was the coming out game for Jaden Daniels. That doesn't happen without Terry McLaurin and that big catch on that third down. And then him cooking Cam Taylor bread as well. That was huge by Terry McLaurin, man. So he deserves the money, man. He deserves $30 million. He has not missed a game the last 4 seasons. He's durable. He's been healthy. There's nothing but a constant professional, man, week in, week out. Year after year after year after year, man. So I'm not saying pay him just because he was with bad quarterbacks back in 2022 with Wentz and Fitzpatrick and Heineke. But I believe, and I talk about his style of play all the time, like his style of play is contested catches, being tough, running after the catch, catching the football in traffic. Like that's his style of play, which I think is ageless. And I think, honestly, Jaden ages people. He ages people younger. Look at what Zach Ertz did. Zach Ertz is 36 years old. Is he 35, 36? And he just caught 66 catches last year. 66. Like there is no sign of a drop off in Terry McLaurin's game. For the next 3 years, Terry's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna get better. That's the crazy thing. Like he's gonna get better with Jaden Daniels. Like he's going to get better with a better quarterback. Jaden Daniels is going to get better. So that means even more opportunities for Terry McLaurin. So the whole thing about him dropping off and stuff like that, if you pay him, I think 3 years is fair. 3 years, $90 million. At first I was saying 33, but it sounds like he's just asking for 30, which would be Armon Ross St. Brown money, which would be Brandon Ayuk money, which is he's better than Brandon Ayuk. Would be less than DK. I think he's better than DK. It would be less than Garrett Wilson, which I think he's better than Garrett Wilson. So if he's just asking for 30, the deal should have been done a long time ago, in my opinion. It really should have been done a long time ago. I think that's a fair deal. And him getting $30 million is not going to stop you from paying Jaden 2 or 3 years from now when he's going to need that big contract. When he's going to be asking for that big or is going to be due for that big money deal that you see these rookie quarterbacks get when they're on the rookie deal and then they transition to to their second contract, like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, even Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has got a pretty big deal too. So I really don't think Terry getting this deal is really just going to stop Jaden Daniels from getting his deal in like 2 to 3 years. I don't think it is at all. So is it the guarantees or whatever that they're griping over? But what it sounds like from Jeremy Fowler, it sounds like they're griping over $30 million, which should be done. Adam Peters didn't sound like he was budging much either today. It really didn't sound like that. So I get it. This is his GM style. He learned it from the Niners. Like this is their GM style. They did it with Trent Williams. They did it with George Kittle and Nick Bosa. Even Nick Bosa. So They're looking like hey, we've gone toe to toe with guys who have more of a resume than you, you know. So we're talking with Terry. So like this is like nothing new for Adam Peters, but it's just tough to see this after having a great season and the chemistry that these guys have, Jaden Daniels and Terry. And Terry's just a great guy and all that stuff. So it is tough seeing these guys going to tango and stuff. And I did see on my comments on my last video talking about guys who hold out and stuff like that. Yes, I know these guys are getting an insane amount of money. I get it. So it is like, as a common man like myself, you know, when you see guys just griping over millions and millions of dollars when they're already making millions and millions and millions of dollars, yes, it is frustrating seeing this as a common man. But yes, Terry deserves 30 mil, man. Let's get this deal done. I am optimistic, but it's definitely going to be, and now he's holding out. So 50K per practice. It's a lot of money, even for a guy who's making $23 million per year. That's a lot, because if you add up the training camps, like let's say he holds out, there's like how many training camp practices? Like 14, 15, something like that. I remember making all the training camp recap day 1, day 2, day 3. We do this every year. We've been, all the content creators, we've been doing training camp recaps for the last 4 or 5 years now, myself included. And sometimes we're doing like training camp recap this, and if he's missing preseason games and sitting out that, which he's not even going to play in the preseason games anyway, or he might play in one, but if he's holding out that many days, like say 14 days of training camp times 50K, I'm not a mathematician, but that's a lot of money. So I think he'll hold in if it gets to that point. But Jeremy Fowler did say he is confident that a deal is going to get done. He's confident that a deal is going to get done. But a trade is on the table, which is concerning. You know, this is probably the most concerned that we've been this whole time. So I'm not going to act like everything's peachy and creamy and blindly trust everything. So I'm not going to do that. But I am optimistic that a deal is going to get done. I'll say that. I am optimistic a deal is going to get done, but I'm not just going to blindly sit here like kumbaya, like the sun is shining and the birds are chirping and the dogs are out and barking and everything, and the sun is shining and all that good stuff. You know, the clouds are clear and the sky is clear and the sun is shining, you know. So I'm not going to act like that, but I'm not going to panic either. I don't think it's panic time just yet, but it's not looking great. I'll just say it's not looking great, but I do think that it still is negotiating, but Terry is clearly unhappy for sure in the Eastern Motors commercial press conference and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Will he show up tomorrow? We saw Trey Hendrickson put up an Instagram post. Maybe Terry does the same thing and puts up his location that he's out back in Italy or back home in Ohio or wherever he's from, Gary, Indiana. So we'll see if he does something like that. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, how's Commanders? Peace.